What if the way a simple plant turns sunlight into life actually holds a secret to our own spiritual growth? Today, we're going to dive into this really fascinating concept from our source material called Christian photosynthesis. It's a powerful metaphor that might just reframe how you think about personal transformation. So, what can a simple plant teach us? It's a pretty straightforward question, right? But the answer is surprisingly deep. As we're about to see, the journey from a tiny seed to a big, beautiful flower, well, it's more than just biology. It's an incredible roadmap for a life of faith. So let's break down how this whole framework actually works. All right, first up, a lesson from a sunflower. This is going to be our main metaphor, and we're going to use it to walk through the entire process, piece by piece. And here it is, the entire ecosystem of faith, all laid out in one image. I mean, just look at how every single part is connected. You've got the roots drawing strength from the ground, the stem reaching up for the light, and then the flower, which is the final result. This picture right here is going to be our guide. But here's the thing, a flower doesn't just pop out of nowhere. The journey always begins in the dark, underground, with one little, seemingly insignificant seed. This is germination, and it's the critical first step. So, what does it take for that seed to actually sprout? That's what we're looking at next. This section is all about planting that seed of faith and getting the crucial groundwork ready for all the growth that's coming. Okay, so according to the source material we're exploring, the whole journey gets kicked off by accepting the seed, which represents the life of Christ. That one moment of acceptance is like the catalyst, the spark that sets everything else in motion. But, just planting a seed isn't enough. You can't just toss it on concrete and hope for the best, right? The conditions have to be perfect. This means a death to the old self to make room for something new. The soil of the heart has to be cultivated. It needs water, which is the word. And finally, it takes real perseverance to push up through all that dirt and break into the light. And this brings up a really crucial point. Growth is never instant. It just isn't. The source says it perfectly. It's a long waiting process. It takes patience when you're stuck in the dark, perseverance when you feel resistance, and just sheer determination when you can't even see the results yet. Okay, so the seed has sprouted. Now the real mechanics of growth can kick in. This is where that whole photosynthesis metaphor really comes alive, and it shows us how a believer is sustained and strengthened, day in and day out. It all starts down below, with the roots. Just think about how a plant anchors itself and pulls up water from the soil. In the same way, a Christian roots their life in the Word. And this isn't a one-and-done kind of thing. It's a source of daily nourishment that builds a really stable, foundational relationship. From the roots, we move up to the stem, which here represents faith. A plant's stem has to be strong enough to hold itself up and handle whatever the weather throws at it. Faith works the same way. It gives you that structural support to stand firm through all of life's storms, all while being held steady by those deep roots. And of course, no plant can grow without light. In this metaphor, Jesus is the light of the world. Just like sunlight is the energy source for photosynthesis, this light provides the spiritual energy, the purpose, and the direction for real transformation to even be possible. Now this is probably the most amazing part of the whole metaphor. A plant literally takes in carbon dioxide, what is a waste product for us, and transforms it into the oxygen we need to breathe. So, the source suggests a powerful parallel. A Christian can take in the world's evil and brokenness, and through faith, actually convert it into goodness, grace, and life. And this idea isn't just pulled out of thin air. It has a clear foundation in Scripture. Right in Romans 12:21, overcome evil with good. So the goal isn't to just ignore all the negative stuff, but to actively take part in transforming it. So, we've followed this whole process of growth, but what's it all for? What's the point? Well, that brings us to the final and most crucial stage, the harvest. This is the ultimate purpose of the whole journey. The goal of all this rooting and growing and transforming is to bear fruit. And this isn't something you force. It's the natural, inevitable result of a healthy plant. We're talking about tangible qualities that show up and make a positive impact on the world. So what does this fruit actually look like? The source points us straight to that famous list from Galatians. And it's not just one thing. It's a whole harvest of qualities. Love, joy, peace, patience. You see them here. These aren't just ideas. They are the visible, tangible proof of a healthy inner life. And here's the kicker. The fruit isn't for the plant's own benefit. Nope. Just like the oxygen it releases, the fruit is meant to give life to the world. It's the outward expression of an inward reality, and it's designed to nourish and bless the whole community. Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, let's bring this really beautiful metaphor back home and think about what it all means for our own journey. I mean, we followed the entire story, from a seed buried deep in the ground, through that tough germination process, the mechanics of growth, and all the way to a flourishing flower that actually gives life to others. It's a complete picture of transformation from start to finish. And so, this whole metaphor really leaves us with one final personal question. Looking at your own life, are your roots deep? Is your faith strong enough to get you through a storm? Are you turning towards the light? To put it simply, how does your garden grow?